Guys, we're back in the garage today, and we are getting ready for a special event. It's our annual father-son and now grandpa. So 3 generations headed down to the Tri-5 Nationals in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Pretty excited about it. We've been taking the car the last couple of years. He has a Gasser-style 1957 four-door that has not gotten a straight axle treatment under the front. So he's using ball joint spacers, big block springs, and tubular control arms to get the nose up to give it that vintage 60s race car Gasser look. So anyways, he noticed issues with the 1-2 shift on his way back from Columbus. It's a 3-hour drive from there to here, so a lot of shifting through gears. We took all back roads because this thing really isn't a highway machine. So anyways, before we go down to Bowling Green, Kentucky, and he makes a couple passes on the drag strip, we're going to get that 1-2 worked out. So today, we're going to adjust the Hurst Competition Plus shifter. I'm going to show you how to do that. It's pretty simple. Also, we had upgraded a couple years ago to the pit pack to remove the nylon bushings that came stock with the Hurst shifter, replacing it with the metal bushings. The nylon bushings just wore right through. He was getting some sloppy shifts, and that cured it through last year. But again, he's having trouble with that 1-2 shift. So let's make sure he's not out of adjustment. Let's get under the car, and I'll show you how this is done. All right, guys. Now that we're under the car, let me take you on a quick tour. That's the front. And that's the back. Anyways, you can see it's pretty ratty on the outside, but underneath here, it's the frame's been completely, this was a frame off, so been completely cleaned up, scuffed up, painted. It's got all new bushings, it's got new seals, it's got a new fuel system, it's got 4-wheel disc brake conversion, all new brake system. Anything infrastructure-wise, sorry, I'm trying to move around over here. Anything infrastructure-wise, it's been replaced or fixed before the body went back on, and the body just kind of went on as is. So anyways, it's a pretty cool car. Underneath, like I said, it's pretty well done. Been pretty well updated. It's a Muncie M21 4-speed. It's a Ram clutch behind a 350. This was a driveline that was actually in my car for a while before I did the 6.0 conversion. When he was building this in high school, we figured the fastest way to get him on the road was to pull it out of my car and put it in his car. So in a weekend, that's what we did. We yanked this motor and trains out of my car and put it right in here. Here's the culprit. You can see this is the Hurst shifter. It's in really good shape. It was a Christmas present not that long ago for me. And I'll bring you around the back side here. Hopefully you can see that pit pack. I can get in a video here. I don't know where I am. But we replaced all of the nylon bushings with metal ones. So first of all, let's check and see if we've got any obvious slop. And let me move you back here where you're not straining your neck so much and you can actually see what's going on. Yeah, see, these are pretty tight. I'm not getting a lot of play. This is reverse here. Not getting a lot of play in any of these, to be honest with you. A little bit of play in this one. Probably more up here than anywhere. Yeah, these are all pretty tight. First things first, let's get this thing in neutral. There's a spot right here for a pin, and what we're going to do is we're going to put it in neutral, and then all these will line up, and we should be able to put a pin straight in here. I actually have it from the kit. It was nylon, but you know what? An Allen wrench, a screwdriver, anything that'll fit tight in that hole will get us aligned. So let's start there. I'm going to go top side and put it in neutral. This should be first, second, third, fourth. Again, first, second, third, fourth, and then this is reverse. Got a lot of slop up here, but I also have a shift lever that's 9 foot long. I found the issue. And I think I found the issue. I think that arm is loose, so we're going to check those bolts. But since we're all lined up here, this one looks like it might not be lined up. Let's go ahead and stick something in there and see if it slides through. If it slides through, we're adjusted, and we don't need to mess with it. I think I found the culprit. If you look down here, let's touch you up a little to right here. This bend is pretty severe. And I know it's got to go around this, but the paint is coming off the top, which tells me this bend might be flexing. And I can also tell by looking at it that this lever arm is more forward than that. If I move first to second, let's see where this goes. I think this is the 1-2 shift here. So let's see where it goes. But my guess is that this bend over here is where it's where the culprit is. And I'll show you. He's got the world's longest. I'll show you. He's got the world's longest shifter because of this bench seat. So let's get her. Yeah. What good angle is for you, but let's get her in the first. Let's see which lever that is. Yeah, that 1-2 shift is happening right here. So that's first. Let's go ahead and throw her in second. I think, again, right here is our culprit. I think this is bending right here. So we might have to adjust this and stiffen this up. I can weld a little piece on here just to tack it and keep it from bending more. But I suspect that's what's going on. Let me go ahead and put her back in a second. You can watch it move. Yeah. All right, we got some work to do here, but let's see if I can put it in a second from here. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's our problem. It's just a little short. All right, we got some fixing to do. Let's take this apart. All right, these are 1/2 inch. Let's see if we can't sneak this out of here. Oh, yeah. Position here. This guy out of here. Let's get the clip off the back of this. We'll take her loose and get it out, and we're gonna have to strengthen this a little bit, but that's where I think we're getting some bending. All right, so I got the linkage out, and what you didn't see is this was in the transmission, so this is how it was up there. Actually, like this. This clip was holding this in. You can see there's the pit pack with the metal bushing. That seems to be working great. This pin holds it in, but the issue, I believe, is right here. And you can see it's got a weird kink in it, and I think that arm is just putting a little bit too much force on. So let's try to straighten this out a hair, take it back over, make sure it still fits, make sure it still shifts. See, I could adjust this some more, but I am almost at the end of the threads. Look how much further I have this adjusted. So my guess is that this has been bending, and it's just finally bent enough where it's not working. You could see originally where this shifter started on these threads right here because I had painted this. So we had adjusted that all the way out, and I think it's literally because this is bending. So let's get this straight, and then maybe I'll weld a small little piece of this to give it just a little bit of strength, and that'll get us through the weekend. So, and then we'll figure out what we want to do with it long term. See where that puts us. I don't want to overdo it, but I also don't want to underdo it. So let's see where that puts us. Let's thread this back. You guys are just in the way, I'll be honest. I know some of you guys are like, why don't you just unthread this and adjust it? But you can see it. I'm at the end there. So there's not a whole lot of adjustment left, unfortunately. Does this fit? Does this fit in there? That's close. Yeah, there we go. It's through all three. So we're right through all three right there. And that is neutral. I think we could probably go a little more and then just adjust this a little bit. Just try straightening this out one more time. Get a little. Oh. All right, now I'm going to weld a little piece right there, give it some more strength. I think I was good on this side, and we'll put it back in, adjust for neutral, and call it good. All right, I'm just going to mark this. Then I'm going to take the portable bandsaw, and I'm going to cut it. Yeah, I'm going to cut it, and that'll be what we weld in, and that'll have to be good enough. So I'm just going to cut this out. It'd be nice if I could just get it, make a little gusset, but that's getting too fancy. We just got to get it to work. All right, guys, this is where I have landed. I decided to make this little gusset. You can see it follows the curve pretty decent. I'm just going to give it a tack in a couple places, and again, it's going to be good to go for this weekend. It's not going to get in the way of any of the other linkage or any of the shifting mechanism because of where it's at. But yeah, we're going to go with that. I'm going to fire up the welder and put a couple tacks on it and get it in place and call it good. All right, guys, I gave this some really ugly tacks. Problem is I have a 110 welder. And it's good for sheet metal, but anything thicker, you really got to switch to the flux core wire, which I didn't. I just want to get a tack on it and make sure that this is going to work. And you can see I got as a little gusset there. I'll clean it up tomorrow. Let's go ahead and attempt to put this in. All right, you can see I've already got to make an adjustment here and bring this in. Guys, you know what I want for Christmas? It's a lift. All right, as far as I can tell, it's not binding. It's coming close to hitting here, but it's not. So I'm gonna get Julia, my daughter, in the car and see if she can't run the second gear. It's in second gear now. Run it back into first gear and run it into second gear and make sure that that all clears. I think we're gonna be okay. Tomorrow I'll put some flux core wire in my welder because it's a cheap 110 unit, and then we'll get this welded up, and maybe I'll put a little bit of a arc in that gusset just to make sure we got some clearance. But I think going all we're pretty good. It's going to be stronger than it was. So next thing we'll probably bend is clutch forks. So we don't want that, but at least this way he's not missing second gear. So all right, let's get to it. All right, guys, so I think we solved our bent rod issue, but here, this is also a problem. I think I said it in the beginning of the video that this arm was coming loose. So we're going to take these screws out of this. We're going to pull this arm off and figure out what the hell's going on. I'm willing to bet that the screws have fallen out of it. Yep. Look at that. That's a problem. Well, yeah, that'll cause you some shifting issues. So there's problem number two, is that this was loose. Problem number one is that that piece of linkage was bent. So we got a couple problems to fix. We'll put some thread locker on these. We'll get this button back down, and then we'll call it good. But that's it for tonight because somebody's got to go to work tomorrow. That would be me. It's about 11 o'clock at night already, and I got to be at work at 7. So time to go to bed, and we'll resume tomorrow. All right, guys, it's day 2. We're back in the garage. Same shirt. Don't judge. We've got shifter issues we got to fix down below. But first and foremost, this shift lever, this Hurst shift arm, is completely undone because of a loose bolt. So let's fix that. Let's get this buttoned up here. Let's make our support for the shift linkage, and let's move on and let's get this thing back on the road. There's about 9 miles of thread in this, which is actually a good thing because I'm going to put a nut on the other side of it, and it is never coming off. Like I said, there's 9 miles of thread. So we're going to put a nut on this side and a lock washer, and this thing isn't going anywhere. All right, so we are a couple lock washers and 9/16 fine thread nuts away from locking this thing down and having it never come apart again. That should do it. Yeehaw. All right, guys, top side's done. Now we go into the car, hard part, fat guy sliding in and out, you know, all that good stuff. But now we go into the car, figure out what's going on with that shift linkage. It's all the way in first? It's in first, yeah. All right. Do you want to go ahead? Second? Yeah, go ahead and put it in second. Second. Go ahead back to first. First. Second. Second. First. Can you use fourth? And then do me a favor, go to neutral. And now can you go to reverse, but go slow. All right, go ahead and take it out of reverse. Okay. Do me a favor and put it in first again if you can. Is that first? Nope, that's third. There you go. There you go. Go to second. Go back to first. All right, I think we're good. Thank you. Last but not least, let's check neutral again and make sure that we're, I don't know yet. We need a little bit of an adjustment there. It's a little tight, I think. It's got to come back just a hair. But yeah, we can fix that. There we go. Okay. Oh, I knew it was right there somewhere. All right. All right, let's get this welded up proper, and we'll call this good. I might grind it down just a hair to give myself a little more room, but oh no, I think we're good. All right, so this is my 110 Home Depot version Lincoln electric welder. As you guys saw of the crappy welds, that's the excuse I'm going to use. When I was using MIG, it's really not good for that thick of steel. You can see it's 2 millimeters or 14 gauge is about all you're going to get out of it. Long story short, that's a pretty thick piece with the rod, so I'm going to go from MIG to gasless flux core. I've actually had really good luck with this. You got to change polarity, and I'll change from this wire to this wire, which is the flux core, and we'll get this thing welded up. But the first thing we're going to do is change polarity. It's super simple. Just change this connection to this connection, and we're done. All right, guys, let's get it out of our systems now. I know that it's not pretty, but it's stuck together, and it'll do what I need it to do, especially for this weekend. So if you guys know how to weld and how you would have done this, feel free to leave a comment and say, hey Tom, this is how I would have done it. and then it wouldn't look like you stuck some old bubble gum or boogers between those two pieces of metal. But at the end of the day, wow, there's a horsefly in here. But at the end of the day, is it going to do what I need it to do? I hope so, because I'm counting on it. I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to check for clearance one more time. And if it's good, even if it's mediocre, I'm going to put a coat of paint on it so my high quality welds don't rust. Alright guys, last time, oops, I just put my hand right in the wet paint. She's going together one more time for the last time. Should be adjustment, and then we're going to fix the problem. And fix the problem is this bolt right here. I think you got to wind it in just a hair, so when Michael's bang shifting like Steve Dulcich, he doesn't bend anything else, specifically the forks inside of the transmission, because that would be the worst case here. Fortunately, I'm not going to get to test drive this tonight, so Michael's going to have to do it when he gets home tomorrow, which I think is fine. I think we're golden. Guys, I think we've done it. In neutral, these holes line up. We can slip the Allen key in. I've adjusted that. This is probably what's caused it to actually bind the way it is, because of throwing the stick back. This stops travel. We do want to make sure it goes all the way into gear, but I think all in all we're in good shape. This is adjusted. Shift arm isn't coming off. Let's go ahead and get this buttoned up. We're going to call this good, because tomorrow it's going on the trailer. Guys, that's going to do it for this video. Again, we're headed this Thursday down to the Trifive Nationals in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I hope to see you down there. Again, say hi to Michael. He's in college. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here to work on this today. He's got an internship that's taking him down to West Virginia. But he'll be back. He'll be running Thursday and Friday. Or actually Thursday, Friday, and Saturday down in Bowling Green. Just fun runs. We'll see you Thursday night for the bracket racing under the lights. That's always a good time. Fun to watch. Anyways, as always, please like, please subscribe, and thanks for